How controversial was the Phoenix program during the Vietnam War? Imagine a secret operation aimed at dismantling the enemy's political network, but one that sparks fierce debate about its methods and morality. That's what the Phoenix program was all about during the Vietnam War. It was a CIA-led effort from 1968 to 1970 designed to identify and eliminate the Viet Cong infrastructure, those political and support groups behind the insurgency. The program involved American and South Vietnamese forces working together to infiltrate, capture, interrogate, and sometimes kill suspected Viet Cong members. It was part of the broader U.S. strategy to win the hearts and minds of the South Vietnamese people by weakening the insurgency's political base. But controversy quickly followed. The main issue was the use of violent and coercive tactics. The Phoenix program employed assassination, torture, and extrajudicial killings to target suspected Viet Cong supporters. Critics called it a civilian assassination campaign because many of those targeted were civilians suspected of Viet Cong ties without clear proof. Over the course of the program, more than 81,000 suspects were neutralized, with over 26,000 killed. While some deaths came from regular military operations, many resulted directly from Phoenix operatives' actions. The use of torture during interrogations raised serious ethical questions and legal concerns, sparking outrage both inside and outside the United States. Another point of contention was civilian casualties and misidentification. There were reports of innocent civilians being killed or falsely accused because of poor intelligence, corruption, or personal vendettas. Local officials sometimes exploited the system to settle scores, leading to wrongful arrests and killings. This damaged the trust of the rural population, which was supposed to be won over by the pacification efforts. Instead, it often pushed people further away from the government and the United States. Supporters argued that the Phoenix program was effective in disrupting the Viet Cong's political structure. It captured or killed many key operatives and weakened their control after major battles like the Tet Offensive. Some even turned captured Viet Cong members into double agents. However, critics pointed out that the program mainly targeted low-level operatives rather than top leaders, limiting its overall success. Poor oversight and corruption also hampered its effectiveness. The program's secrecy and the reports of abuses caused a political storm back home. Media revelations and congressional investigations exposed the darker side of the Phoenix program, fueling anti-war protests and damaging the credibility of the U.S. government. This backlash led to the eventual shutdown of the program. Within the broader context of pacification, the Phoenix program was meant to support efforts to stabilize South Vietnam by weakening insurgent influence and strengthening the government. But its violent methods often conflicted with the goal of winning civilian support. It showed how difficult it was to balance military tactics with political aims in counterinsurgency. In the end, the Phoenix program was a mix of tactical success and moral controversy. It did weaken parts of the Viet Cong's political network, but at a high cost. Civilian harm, misidentification, and political fallout made it one of the most debated aspects of the U.S. military strategy during the Vietnam War.